Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. I want to talk about the Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter fight. Well, I want to talk. I want to talk about if Errol Spence would this move Errol Spence up, or would this move Shawn Porter up if one of them beat each other, right? As in move him up a pound status, because Shawn Porter's not in the pound top 10 at all. You know what I'm saying? But he's one of the top 3, maybe 4. I think he's in the top 3 welterweights, right? The super welterweights, right? Division, right? But as in pound status, Shawn Porter's not in there at all. But it's because of Keith Thurman, a close fight with Keith Thurman, which he lost, and I think it was Adrian Broner was a close. I think it was a close fight if I'm not mistaken. And the Ugos fight was that people say he lost that fight, and I think he fought Danny Garcia. That fight was kind of close. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that. He didn't look that great, right? And Carol Brook beat him. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of not put him in the top 10 at all, right? But if he beat Errol Spence, would that put him in the top 5? Because Errol Spence, on some people's on top 5, top 4, whatever. It depends on do you like Errol Spence or how much he did in the boxing so far? Which he have. He beat Carol Brook and he beat Mikey Garcia. Now he's trying to add Shawn Porter on his resume, which is going to be not an easy fight. A walk in the ballpark. It's not. Either fighters, for both fighters, I would definitely say that, right? But even if Errol Spence beat Shawn Porter, would that move him up? You see what I'm saying? Because I think like this: if Shawn Porter don't get the knockout and he just go 12 rounds with Errol Spence and it was a close fight and he wins, that I think you could probably we could talk about that and I wouldn't be mad if you put him up there. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other hand, on the flip side, if it's Errol Spence got to do this. Is the thing with Errol Spence. If he knock down Shawn Porter like 2 or 3 times in the fight, or knock him out and he wins the fight, then definitely that would definitely move him up. And he's getting WBC, and it's a belt. Both of the belts is on the line. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be for the WBC and I think the IBF belt, if I'm not mistaken, right? WBC and the IBF belt, right? So it depends on how Errol Spence beat Shawn Porter, but then when it comes to Shawn Porter, it depends on can you go 12, not so much of knocking down or knocking out Errol Spence, but just going to 12 and then getting the victory. It's a little bit easier path for Shawn Porter. You know what I'm saying? I would say that. But Errol Spence is a little bit more attached on that if you want to be the pound number 1, right? As in, it depends on how he finishes opponents and how he, get the win. You see what I'm saying? And I think I'm not alone. I don't think I'm the only one saying this or thinking this, right? And the thing of it is, I just think that because he said everybody's going off the last fight with Mike Garcia, and they talking about Errol Spence didn't get a knockdown and didn't get the knockout. You know what I'm saying? They said he should at least knock him down at least 1 or 2 times. And I mean, but you gotta understand, Mike Garcia had good defense. And he wasn't really throwing back. It was like Mike Garcia fighting Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner wasn't throwing back. You know what I'm saying? That's why he didn't knock down Adrian Broner. Because see, Mike Garcia got a knockdown against Sergey Lipnitz and Robert Easter. He knocked who else he knocked down? He knocked down a couple other people too at the same time. I'm talking about Mike Garcia. He didn't just get a knockout, but that was very impressed. I was impressed by that. You know what I'm saying? So, but sometimes, I mean, even though everybody's a lot with some people, saying that Mike Garcia is 135 pounder. No, he's a 140 pounder. Because he fought at 140 pounds 2 times. And I think that's his weight class right there. Really. But see, he just jumped up and after that Robert Easter fight, who is taller and got a longer reach than Errol Spence Jr., he got a little bit, maybe he got a little bit He got an ego, of course, but maybe he got a little bit like, man, I think I can take Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that, but he should have fought somebody as like Danny Garcia, I would say, or even Keith Thurman or whatever. This and then fight, you know, Errol Spence Jr. You know, because Errol Spence is rated like #1 welterweight or #2 welterweight because Terence Crawford's up there too, right? It depends on if you want to pick Terence Crawford or Errol Spence. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't even argue with that. But they is the 1 or 2. 1 and 2. A and B, right? But the thing about it is, I just think that Errol Spence gotta beat him in the time in the fashion that he been beating his other opponents, knocking them out or TKOing them. You see what I'm saying? Whatever. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's a little bit more harder role for Errol Spence, but he can't. I think he can't knock down. I'll put it like this. I'm gonna say this: if he get a couple of 3 knockdowns, I'd be impressed. If he knock him out, I'd be very impressed. It's a level to it, right? So then I wonder what did that move Errol Spence up? Would they move him up to number? Because some people got him #4, #5. It depends. Some people probably got him #6, probably, right? But would that move him up? Beating Shawn Porter, which is a tough fight. It's going to be he's going to make it hard. You talking about Castillo versus Mayweather? Man, Castillo was a rough fight for Mayweather. This is going to be a rough fight for Errol Spence Jr. because he's got that football tactic coming in with his head and stuff like that. He's gonna make a really an interesting fight. Maybe it might not be an interesting fight because like I seen that Carol Brook fight at the same time. It was a hard fight to judge because of how Shawn Porter throw his hands and how he score his points at the same time, right? So, but at the same time, like I said, it's a harder role for Errol Spence. This is a little bit more easier role for Shawn Porter, I would say. Because Shawn Porter really don't know how to get a knockout or knockdown. He said he's going to knock him out in the first round, but that was just all talking. I was kind of surprised when Errol Spence said that he didn't want to knock out Mikey Garcia. Which I don't believe that. I think that he was going for the knockout, but he waited too long. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing a lot of punches, and he was tired too. I seen that, and I was like, no, this dude ain't gonna get the knockout because he threw a lot of punches. And then I would say 30 or 40 of those punches that Errol Spence threw at Mikey Garcia was probably blocked, and then I think 60 probably 70 was he hit Mikey. And people saying that Mike Garcia wasn't hurt. He was hurt. He just didn't go down. He just didn't get, he didn't go down, and they was gonna stop the fight. So they could have stopped the fight. If that was anybody else that Errol Spence was fighting, they would have stopped the fight. But they didn't. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, man, it happened that way, and it's just the way it is. You're gonna get the knockdown sometimes, and sometimes you're not gonna get the knockdown. This is just like Hagler versus Duran. He didn't get the knockdown. Sugar Ray versus Robert Duran. He didn't get the knockdown. You know what I'm saying? So knockout both of them. Marvis Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard versus Duran, who's coming up on weight, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing about it is you're gonna get the knockout. And you're going to get the knockout sometimes. It's just the way it is, right, in boxing. You know what I'm saying? But Errol Spence said he's going to knock him out, and that's something that I got to see. But I think if he knock him out, he's going to really make a statement. If he knock him out. But if he knock him out 3 times, like I said, then, you know what I'm saying, okay. You know what I'm saying? This dude he's a special fighter to me, what he did to Mikey Garcia. But I'm going to see I got to see more of him, right? Which we're going to definitely see September 28th, right? But what y'all think about what I'm talking about? You agree with me? You disagree with me? Do you think it's a level for Errol Spence to get to finish off Shawn Porter, then Shawn Porter finish off for Errol Spence or getting a win between each other? What do y'all think? Leave a comment at the bottom of my page. Subscribe to my page. Like my page. Hit the notification bell for new videos from me. This is JT from Bum.